A gentleman approached me about 15 minutes ago. He asked me to bring something to your attention. Just in case there's any question who on which side of the debate is more dedicated and heartier, you will note that the folks from Answer LA who are calling us racists, those people have departed. There is a group of Americans who are the least likely to run when things get difficult and when things get stormy, and those are the American veterans, those individuals who have joined the armed forces and have put their very lives on the line to defend the quality of life that we're all so fortunate to have. One of them would very much like to speak to you, ladies and gentlemen, a person who served proudly in Vietnam. I introduce to you Mr. Bill Reynolds.
That's the guy that taught me games.
Well, that's a hard act to follow, gotta say. By the way, I brought my teleprompter. Greetings! Sorry, not accustomed to speaking in an audience here. My name is Bill Reynolds. I'm here today merely as a 30-year Santa Clarita resident. I'm just an old retired guy, not running for office, no agendas, no ties to any group. As a 63-year-old baby boomer, I'm simply here to relate some of my life experiences because the America I see today is not the great America it once was. Like you, I see illegal immigration as just wrong, and I see the serious damage being done to our way of life on a daily basis. This is not racism. My problem is with the use of terms such as undocumented workers and the people who use those type words to camouflage the word illegal. There you are. My own mother came to America as an immigrant, but she came here legally. She got in line, went through the process of becoming a naturalized citizen. She was required to attend class and learn the workings of our government. My own daughter-in-law came to this country as a small child from Vietnam as one of the boat people. She came here legally, and like my mom, she got in line to become a naturalized citizen. My daughter-in-law, along with her brothers and sisters, achieved everything possible to assimilate, to learn the English language, and to educate themselves to become successful American citizens. They never ever considered themselves victims, and they never gamed the system. If my mother and my daughter-in-law, with their family members, can become legal American citizens and assimilate into our American way of life, then anyone can do it. As a matter of fact, our laws demand that they do just that. But the system just doesn't work like that anymore. Now, my daughter is a local school teacher, and she is irritated that too many foreign-speaking parents cannot communicate with her. This requires translation services, more unnecessary overhead in our school system, and another example of a progressive educational system wasting tax dollars while enabling assimilation avoidance. Now, I started this little talk with my favorite salutation, greeting. I use that term because it reminds me of a letter, turn the page, now framed on my office wall that Uncle Sam mailed to me way back in the spring of 1966. I was only 19 years old. Following the word greeting, the first sentence went like this, and I bet some of you guys out there got this letter. You are hereby ordered for induction into the armed forces of the United States. Well, my dad was a World War II veteran, so for me, going into the U.S. Army was a duty that I proudly accepted. I trained with the 9th Infantry Division, which was reactivated specifically for combat duty in South Vietnam. We trained together for 6 months and then traveled to Vietnam aboard a World War II-style troop ship. Our unit had men of all races, color, and religions. Rarely was there any fighting or disruptions within our unit. I trained with blacks and Latinos from all over America, and we fought, literally fought, side by side in rice paddies, jungles, and swamps protecting our borders even though it was far away on foreign soil. Back then, our way of life was seriously threatened by communism. We fought, bled, and died to protect America's borders. On one single day, June 19, 1967, 48 of our men gave the ultimate sacrifice fighting for freedom. You guys may have seen in the Signal recently, there was an excellent article about Bob Good and Jim Miller about that exact battle. I was there too. And there's a number of guys here in the Santa Clarita Valley that were out there on that battlefield. And I'll tell you something, you'll never forget something like that. The camaraderie that we had in those days over 40 years ago still exists to this day. My wife and I facilitate our Charlie Company reunions every other year, and I'm in constant contact with my old brothers in arms. None of us could care less about anyone's race or religion. As I was writing this, my old pal Jimmy Salazar lives down in Texas. He was shot right next to me on June 19th. Well, he called, he and I chatted on the phone. We served for almost 2 years back then, and we've remained good friends ever since. I asked Jimmy, what do you think about this illegal immigration? And I can't tell you, man, this guy gave me so many four-letter words. He said, I'm telling you, I'm sick to death with illegal immigration. He says his grandson has autism, and he just can't get the same care that is afforded to those who sneak into our country. Like all of you and me, Jimmy is thoroughly disgusted with our government. May God bless our brave troops who are still protecting our borders today on foreign soil. And by the way, I have to say this. I appreciated hearing Tim Ben Boyston's recent remarks when he stated American soldiers are losing their lives almost on a daily basis protecting our freedom, and we need to give our military full support. Well, I applaud that attitude because in my day, we returning troops were literally spit on by those same people who today, I suspect, support illegal immigration and amnesty for those lawbreakers. Sometimes I think maybe it's time to resume the draft and get our troops right onto our borders. In closing, we need to make serious changes in our government, and I think it should start right here in Santa Clarita. So I urge all of you to vote very carefully in our April 13th City Council election. Remember this, you get what you tolerate. Let's face it, the incumbents have got to go. The incumbents have got to go. We need new blood on our city council. The status quo has got to go. So I want you to join me and rock the vote for Tim Ben Boyston and David Ghani. The status quo has got to go. The status quo has got to